Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. A usual sight in the 70s, but not so much until the late 80s of NLCS games. Game number 1 of the semifinals, and now you look right now, this is good. So you can see the Mets here at Cincinnati. This is pretty solid, and Cincinnati right here as game number 1. And I'm trying to go in here, the dashboard. I am trying to work things around. As the Cincinnati Reds, they won their series against the Dodgers in 6 games. And that's going to be a very, very interesting matchup because the Mets, I don't know if you say should have lost because there were no controversial calls. But the Mets, right now, the Mets are on borrowed time. You feel a little. Danny Jackson looking good too. Starts 1-0 record, 64 ERA, under 1. And everything looking good right now. And right now, here's Mookie Wilson, who in game number 5, this guy kept the Mets alive. He'll be down low 1-0. So Mookie Wilson, the 1-0 pitch here in Riverfront. It'll be high 2-0. Danny Jackson, a good pitcher. He is good. People forget how good this guy has been. And that's going to be to right field. Will it drop? Yes, it will. And it's a base hit for the Mets. So Mookie Wilson, and now it's going to be 1 on, but nobody out. So here's Greg Jeffries now. Danny Jackson giving up a base hit, first one of the series, first batter of the series. That's going to be down low for a strike. So New York and Cincinnati will play 2 here in 2 straight nights. Tomorrow it's also going to be New York and Cincinnati. And then we go to Shea Stadium for 3 of them. The 0-1, and that's going to be a strike, 0-2. Last 4 games, 4 RBIs for Greg Jeffries. I still can't believe that game 7 when Keith Hernandez hit that home run. They were left for dead 3 times in that series. It'll be high 1-2. Well, they were the Miracle Mets in 69, the Amazing Mets in 86, and now we don't know what to call them here. It'll be 2-2. Probably the cardiac Mets. And it'll be 3-2. The miracle worker is Keith Hernandez, and he will be on deck. The 3-2 pitch, top of the first inning. 1 on, nobody out, and that'll be strike 3. Good night, right down the middle. And that's going to be 1 out. Right down the middle, and Jeffrey should have been able to see that. So that's going to be 1 out. Here's Keith Hernandez. 1 out, 1 on, top of the first inning. Hernandez hitting .226, and that'll be a strike. Home run, 4 RBI, second on the Mets with .581 OPS. So Danny Jackson, that is 10. This will be his. Oh, they got him. Good night. They got him easy. Mookie Wilson, they run into it. It's going to be 2 outs. They got to be careful. Cincinnati is a great defensive team, and they're good against base stealers. They're good against speed. They do have some minuses to them. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's Hernandez to right field. Underneath is Paul O'Neill, and that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Cincinnati, nothing. And And the Reds, the Mets nothing, Cincinnati coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning, and here they go. Ron Darling, he's a 1.29 ERA, 7 innings, 3 hits. His whip is underneath 1. Walks and hits per innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. 1.29 ERA, and that's big. So 2 really good pitchers, and here's Barry Larkin leading the Reds on hits at 333. Remember, the Mets won last series after scoring 1 run in 31 innings. High into right field, and first pitch, that'll be 1 out. So, 1 out. The Reds here, Barry Larkin, Chris Sabo, Cal Daniels, Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, Nick Asaski, Leon Durham, the DH. Bo Diaz and Jeff Treadway. Leon Durham is the new name. Remember, he played for the Cubs in the early 80s. He only had 4 home runs as a team. So here's Chris Sabo. And that's going to be a strike. 143, you can see, not the greatest of postseasons. Ron Darling in here, the 0-1 now to Darling. And that's going to be low, 1-1 with 1 out. 0 for 5 and a strikeout. And that's going to be over on the ground. Short to first, and that'll be 2 outs. 2 outs now, and that is Kevin Elster with a good defensive play. And here's Cal Daniels, 3 RBIs, tied for the 3rd on the Reds. Remember, Daniels was hurt in game number 1 of the NLCS. The replacement did really well. He came back in. He's been okay. But that'll be fouled off, 1 for 3 with an RBI. We're going to be seeing Leon Durham. He played for the Cubs in the early 80s. Darling, and that's going to be a strike, 0-2 with 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. And Cal Daniels. That'll be jammed. It goes to left field, and that's going to be caught. Kevin McReynolds with the catch, and we go to the 2nd inning. It's 0-0.
Leading off for the Mets, the right fielder, Keith Miller.
So here we go. Here comes Keith Miller. And no base hit so far. This will be Larkin to Saski, 1 out. So Barry Larkin, a nice defensive play, throws to Nick Saski. Here in NLCS game number 1. Game number 2 will be tomorrow. The ALCS started the same way, then it started to go goofy with all the runs. Here's Kevin McReynolds. And that's going to be a strike on the outside. McReynolds, 160. No home runs, no RBI. And here's Jackson. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2 with 1 out. Jerry Hillsdale, Kenny Jansen, Mark Fillmore, and the rest. The 4th person, 4-person umpiring crew. 4-man crew, and it'll be inside 1 and 2. Rusty Valentine is the other one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. And that'll be jammed inside again. McReynolds, the left fielder, making a last out, a last inning. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Outside 2 and 2 with 1 out. Kevin McReynolds. Danny Jackson on the mound, number 23 here. That'll be on the ground and fouled off. 2 and 2. So Kevin McReynolds looking good here. Outside 3 and 2 with 1 out. Howard Johnson is on deck. And that'll be a big one, McReynolds. And that's going to be jammed again. Can't get the oomph to get the out here. Danny Jackson giving up a lot of pitches, just can't get the ball past McReynolds, and that's going to be fouled again. McReynolds hitting 160. Here in the top of the second inning, the 3-2. On the ground, this will be Sabo to Saski. They got him out by like 40 feet, 2 outs. The NLCS here in Cincinnati. Howard Johnson, 208, a home run and 5 RBI. Here's Hojo. The top of the second inning, 2 outs. Jackson, and that's going to be high ball 1. The New York Mets, he was 1 for 3, a home run and an RBI in the last game. That's going to be outside 2-0. The New York Mets are here because of a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, down by 1. High and jammed, and this will be Eric Davis in center field underneath. And Davis will make the catch. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The score, 0-0. Davis, O'Neill, and Saski. And that's going to be Eric Davis, a strike here, bottom of the second inning. Ron Darling. And that's a swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be outside 1-2. So the New York Mets, the Cincinnati Reds, they know that they got to be able, and that's going to be high and fouled back. Cincinnati knows that this is big for them. They need to be able to get at least a run here. The 1-2. Down low, 2-2. They want to get a run early. The ALCS is tied 1 game apiece. Then we play 2 NLCSs. It'll be 3-2. O'Neill is on deck. And Davis, a base hit. It's a single to center field. And Eric Davis has 98 speed. And with 98 speed, that's really big. They're going to have to throw a lot of fastballs. He can take second and third. He knows it as soon as it was hit. Here's Paul O'Neill, 280, the right fielder. Bottom of the second inning. It'll be high ball 1. Of course, they go with a fastball there. O'Neill second on the Reds is 693 on base plus slugging. You're getting more of a sample size here. By the time World Series happens, you should get an accurate picture on stats. So Paul O'Neill hitting 280. This is Ron Darling, 1 on, nobody out. That was the Reds' first hit of the game. High 2-1. 2 really good pitchers. This game could end 1-0. And that's going to be 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Neill. Struck him out. That's going to be 1 out, 1 on. And Ron Darling, his first strikeout of the day. And now batting 6 now. I believe it's Saski. Yeah, got out in front of that. O'Neill with the Yankees. Remember later on, here's Saski. Batting 6, 208 here. And that's going to be a strike. Davis is on first, a well-placed hit. 4th on the Reds with the 208 average. And their series against the Dodgers, 6 games, they beat them. They're going to steal. They go on the ground. They throw him junk. That's safe. They threw a 74-mile-an-hour curveball in the dirt, and that's what happens. They picked the right one. Here's Nick. They throw to second. He is safe. Oh, he's got to be careful. He might go to third. If he does, he'll be in sacrifice position. 1-1. High 2-1. I don't know. Right now, Ron Darling is struggling. Here in the bottom of the second inning, the 2-1. High pop fly. Let's see. Underneath is Wilson, and he'll make the catch, 2 outs, and they won't go to third. He would have been toast. So Mookie with the catch, 2 outs. Here in Riverfront Stadium, Leon Durham. Remember, he played for the Cubs in '84, and now Leon Durham now, he had that big error that kept him from the World Series. And Durham, and that's going to be a strike. So Leon Durham 0-1 with 2 outs. With Eric Davis on second, and Durham, they're going to steal third. He makes it. He's safe, and he gets on third. There's really no reason, because any base hit and he's scoring. I would see if there was 1 out, maybe with the bottom of your lineup, but now a base hit, he's scoring anyway. But Leon Durham now, the 0-2 with 2 outs. High, 1-2. Ron Darling now, this will be his 27th. Leon trying to get on base, and that's going to be fouled back, 1-2. Leon Durham. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2. First at bat of the postseason. Here in the NLCS. Struck him out, and that's Ron Darling shutting down the threat. We go to the 3rd inning. It's the Mets nothing, Cincinnati nothing. And here's Gary Carter. 167, no home runs, an RBI, and just like we thought, this is a pitcher's duel in the first 2 innings. Kind of to be expected. First time through the lineup, everybody's tense. And Danny Jackson, 1-0. Oh, what a swing that was. That was terrible. And it'll be 1-1 to the kid. Gary Carter on the ground and foul, 1-2. They were down 3-0. The reason why they're not being celebrated as coming back from 3-0 down. Here's Sasaski. He's going to go after it. He camps 1 out. You say, what a feat coming back from 3-0, and it is a feat. It's hard in baseball to win 4 in a row. Very, very difficult to win 4 in a row. Tim Tuffle, 143, 476 OPS, no home runs, no RBIs. It's so tough to win 4 in a row, but they were number 1 and the Pirates were number 4, and they had the last 2 at home. But in all honesty, they almost failed 3 times. And Tuffle to right field, O'Neill, a base hit. He won't dive after it. Tuffle will get on first. And with 1 out, there'll be 1 on. So here's Kevin Elster, the shortstop. Elster 1 on, 1 out, and here he is. Outside, they swing, they throw, they got him. It was a hit and run, poorly executed. Poorly executed. Oh, the weight of the swing. You never want that outside pitch, because that can give the excuse to the batter. He doesn't have to stay in the box. It's all about the swing. It's 0-2. The 0-2, and that's going to be high and fouled it off. 0-2. 2 outs. They won't get him there. Danny Jackson trying to get Elster here, top of the 3rd inning. Struck him out, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. The bottom of the 3rd inning, it's New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing. And Danny Jackson is pitching well. Bottom of the 3rd, Bo Diaz. 4th on the red, 642 OPS. A home run and 3 RBI. And that's going to be a ball, 1-0. Bo Diaz a home run, an RBI, 1 for 3. Bo Diaz 190, and that's going to be a strike. One and one. Down low, and it'll be 1-2 quickly to Diaz, bottom of the third inning. Ron Darling, 2-2. The 2-2. High pop fly underneath. And this is Tuffle, one out, the second baseman. Making the catch in the bottom of the third inning. Game 1 of the NLCS, and here's Jeff Treadway. Bottom of the third, I think he's the last batter to hit in this NLCS. Because this is game 1. Treadway. That's going to be jammed him, and Hernandez with the catch, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, and now they reset the lineup and go to the first. Here's Barry Larkin. And that's going to be down below, ball 1. 1-0, 2 outs. New York and Cincinnati, bottom of the third. And it's going to be high pop fly. Tuffle's underneath. He camps and he makes the catch. We go to the fourth inning now. New York and Cincinnati tied at 0. Fourth inning, Mookie Wilson will start off for the New York Mets. He's 1 for 1, and he'll be high ball 1. New York, Cincinnati, NLCS. Top of the fourth inning, best of 7. Winner of the World Series, Wilson, and that'll be Treadway to Saski, 1 out. So 1 out is Cincinnati. They caught Wilson stealing. Remember that. They absorbed speed really well. And it wasn't a steal per se. They had a great pickoff move at first. And here's Greg Jeffries. That's why the Pirates would have actually been a worse matchup. And that'll be a strike there down below. The Pirates would have been a worse matchup because the Pirates were hitting, and they could hit hard, and it would have been a lot harder to absorb the Pirates. But the Mets have a lot of speed. That's going to be Jeffries, another base hit for New York. And they'll be 1 on with 1 out here in the fourth. So Greg Jeffries, a good base hit to right field. Here's Keith Hernandez, the home run hitter. And they do it again, and they get him easy. Oh, they do it again. They have that move to first, and they are not allowing anybody. And I'm telling you what, right now, those hitters have to be worried. Here's Keith, 0 for 1. 2 outs now. A swing and a miss here. Wow, I'll tell you what. He flew out in the first inning. New York shaking their head. They're like, what in the world? And that'll be on the ground. Easy. Treadway to a Saski. And that'll be the bottom of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. And it is still 0-0, but New York's getting some hits. Well, here's Chris Sabo as Cincinnati is really playing well on defense. 2 times they made pickoff moves, and both times they got him. So here's Sabo down low, 1-0. Bottom of the fourth inning. Ronnie Darling. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing, bottom of the fourth. Super Bowl tournament, good to see you. My stuff should be coming this week. I know I said that last week. And when my stuff comes this week, Sabo getting out of the way. Daniels is on deck. When my stuff comes this week, I'm probably going to run a Creators Cup with football also. But it'll be once a Sunday, and that'll be fun to watch. It'll be every Sunday. We'll run the Creators Cup. And that'll be big with all the stats and figures. And that's going to be on the ground. Sabo, what a stop by Elster. They throw to first, and what an out. So my stuff right now, Karachi is flooded. But I hear that my stuff should be put on a truck and come up any day. Could be now on its way. It could show up tonight. I don't know. But we're keeping tabs on it. And a great guy named Mr. Maroof, he's on it. Mr. Maroof is great. So here's Cal Daniels. He's the left fielder. And he's had a mediocre to sub-mediocre batting. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. So nobody on, one out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Down low, 2-1. The Mets nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Bottom of the fourth inning. And that's a little tip. Darling will pick it up. They'll throw to first. They get Daniels 2 outs. 2 really good plays by the defense of the infield for the New York Mets. And Eric Davis single in the second. He's 1 for 1. 2 really good plays. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2 outs. And you got to ask yourself, really, how will this thing end? There's Ron Darling now. That'll be high. Pop fly center field way back. Here's Wilson near the warning track. And he's going to make the catch. We go to the 5th inning. And it's 0-0, the Mets in Cincinnati. Keith Miller in the top of the 5th inning. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second. He still does not have a base hit in the postseason. So Keith Miller, it'll be high ball 1. Last game he was 0 for 3. The 1-0. High pop fly. Sabo's going to be underneath this. And that's going to be catch 1 out. So Chris Sabo really has got to get better batting wise. Here's Kevin McReynolds, the left fielder. He grounded out in his second. He's 0 for 1. And Danny Jackson 1 out. Nobody on, and he'll throw it high for ball 1. New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Top of the 5th inning, game 1 of the NLCS. Inside 2-0. The Cincinnati Reds and New York Mets. High pop fly. Eric Davis is going to be back to the warning track though. And Davis with the catch, 2 outs. Davis can run. He's fast. And here's Howard Johnson. He can catch anything in that center field. You got to hit it short for him not to get it, and that's going to be down low, ball 1. So Danny Jackson down low, 2-0. I'm wondering about all the teams Jackson was on, because I saw a post on Facebook the other day saying he was a 2-time winner, a 2-time World Series winner, almost 3-time. But they showed a teal blue uniform that looked like Milwaukee. Down below, 3-1. I think Danny Jackson played for the Pirates at the end of his career. Maybe it was Denny Nagel. Here's going to be a strike. I know Denny Nagel did. We're going to take a look at Danny Jackson in his career. But it's going to be full count, 2 out, nobody on to Howard Johnson. High and fouled it back. You got to start wondering, how will things end here? We've had a couple runners on third base. I think Eric Davis was the only one on third today, and it was for Cincinnati. The New York Mets can't get past second base. High left field. This is back, and Cal Daniels, sorry, underneath, 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, 0-0. So Paul O'Neill struck out in the 2nd inning at 269 average. So here's Ron Darling. And that's going to be a strike. Last 5 games, 2 doubles and 4 RBI for Paul O'Neill. On the ground they go. Elster to Hernandez, 1 out. I mean, they're going through this very systemically. It doesn't look like anybody's going to get any breaks on this. Nick Asaski flew out in the 2nd inning. And here's Asaski now, 0 for 1 today, and that's going to be fouled off, 0-1. Last 5 games, 2 doubles, 4 RBI. And here's Asaski, though, the 0-1. On the ground, 0-2. 19 balls, 34 strikes, 53. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. Sasky didn't like it.
The batter, the designated hitter, Leon.
Yeah, that's referee's choice there. I mean, that could go either way. If that's a ball, then all of a sudden New York is going, what do you mean? Here's Leon Durham, 2 outs, nobody on. Durham, that'll be high pop fly. Mookie Wilson will have to run all the way in, and he gets it on a dead sprint. We go to the 6th inning. It's Carter, Tuffle, and Elster here in Game 1 of the NLCS. We're scoreless. Here's Gary Carter. He popped out in the 3rd inning. He's only hitting 160 in the postseason. Top of the 6th inning. That's going to be high ball 1. New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Top of the 6th inning. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. New York and Cincinnati. This is big. This first game, not many runs are going to be scored. Who knows? I don't know. The next game could be 11-10. Could be one of those correction games. So Jackson and Carter to left field. This could hit the ground. This is Carter, and it does hit the wall. Now it takes a good bounce, and Carter's only going to get a single out of it. So Gary Carter with 28 speed. It hit the wall and went right to Cal Daniels. Watch this. It was deep to left field, and I'll tell you what, right now it's going to be Tim Tuffle. Top of the 6th inning. Tim Tuffle. And that's going to be high ball 1. 1 for 1, a single and a third for Tuffle. New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing. 1 out, high pop fly underneath Treadway, and that's going to be 1 out. 1 out, 1 on. Gary Carter's on first base. It's going to take 3 doubles to get him in. And Kevin Elster, 0 for 1. He struck out in the 3rd inning. NLCS Series Game 1, Mets and the Reds. That's going to be a strike, 0-1 with 1 out. 1 for 3 and a single for Kevin Elster. And that's going to be a strike, going 2, 1 out, 1 on. And Danny Jackson. Kevin Elster, and that's going to be on the ground, foul barely. Oh. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 67th pitch by Danny Jackson. And fouls it again. He's having trouble with Elster. For the New York Mets, whenever they've been given second life, they've always taken it. The 0-2, Jackson. Outside 1 and 2. After the 6th inning, I'm going to go and put the chicken on. Should be good. That's going to be on the ground. Tapped it. They pick it up. Jackson, he's safe. 2 on, 1 out. Kevin Elster gets a base hit. That was an accident. Look at that. He's looking at it like, whoops. And he runs it out. Yep. Oh, yeah, barely, but he got it. Here's Mookie, 2 on, 1 out. This could be the Mets inning. Top of the 6th. And outside 1-0. We told you, didn't I tell you? Whenever you keep the Mets around, whenever you keep a batter around, they do something. They get on base. When they foul off 90 pitches, they walk or they get on. And that's how they won Game 7 in Pittsburgh. That's how they won Game 5 with Mookie Wilson. A 1-2 pitch. Drove in a run to tie it, extra innings. They won, kept the series going. Here's Wilson again, 1-1, 1 out. And that'll be to right field. Fouled it off, though. And it'll be 1 and 2. Top of the 6th inning, Danny Jackson. He's got to try and get the out. The 1-2 with 1 out. Inside, 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-1. Could be the Mets inning. Let's see. Jackson. High ball 3. Full count. Greg Jeffries on deck. The 3-2. This could be to center field. Here's Daniels. Are they going to get Carter home? They will. They'll throw home. Nobody goes. And the bases are loaded. Mookie Wilson, a big base hit here again with 2 strikes. Greg Jeffries, 1 for 2. The only problem is you have Gary Carter on third. That's going to be a strike. So a sacrifice fly is going to have to be deep. It's going to have to be deep. Greg Jeffries is 1 for 2. An enormous portion here in game number 1. This is huge. You won with 1 out. And he jammed him, and that's going to be an infield fly and 2 outs automatically. Osaski's catch just kept somebody from coming home, but Gary Carter with 28 speed couldn't do it. And now base it, here it is, Mr. Clutch. He flew out and grounded out. He only has 1 home run in the postseason. I wonder when that one was. Top of the 6th inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. High pop fly, that's going to be Osaski. Oh, they wasted an opportunity. The Mets wasted a big opportunity. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Diaz, Treadway, and Larkin.
Leading off for the Reds, the catcher, Bo Diaz.
Bo Diaz will be up. High pop fly, and Mookie Wilson will camp underneath, 1 out.
The batter, Number 15.
Here's Ron Darling pitching against Jeff Treadway, and that'll be a sharp hit right to Howard. And Howard Johnson, 2 outs.
The batter, number 11. Shortstop,
Barry Larkin, now he was highlighted coming into this inning, and he's one of the better ones. He can turn this game upside down. He has the speed. They can start a big chain here. From Ron Darling, bottom of the 6th. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. Elster to Hernandez. We go to the 7th. I'm going to put the chicken on and take a couple minutes off. It's going to be Miller, McReynolds, and Johnson, 4, 5, and 6. In the 7th inning, I will be back. Give me a second. I will be back. I do like chicken. I really do. And when you take a look at something like this, I do like chicken. It's good. And I had to put it on right now, so that'll be fouled off. New York has 6 hits. Cincinnati only has a single hit. And that's the thing. Cincinnati's got to start hitting the ball a little bit better. It kind of reminds you of the Toronto-Minnesota series, where Minnesota kind of dominated Game 1 in hits. In Game 2, they went flat, and Toronto dominated with hitting. Keith Miller's 0 for 2. It'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. Down low, 2 and 2, top of the 7th inning. And that's going to be a strikeout for Danny Jackson. Kevin McReynolds is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. In the top of the 7th inning, 1 out. He'll be inside, ball 1. 1-0, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning, Kevin McReynolds. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. Now the New York Mets have 6 hits. You're wondering whether they're going to be able to keep it up or whether this is a pattern for them or whether they might bust, and then Cincinnati all of a sudden comes through. That's going to be on the ground. Sabo will pick it up and throw to Saski, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th. You're wondering when this is going to end. Remember, the Cincinnati Reds are the same team that won 17 innings with the LA Dodgers. And that's going to be a strike there. They lost 2-0 on a Kirk Gibson home run in the top of the 17th inning. Howard Johnson high, and running after it is Cal Daniels. It'll go into the bullpen. Daniels is underneath and he makes the catch. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mets nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Bottom of the 7th inning, and here's Chris Sabo for 2-2 groundouts. And Ron Darling, 59 pitches. 0 for 2 is Chris Sabo. And that's going to be inside, ball 1, bottom of the 7th inning. New York nothing, Cincinnati nothing. High pop fly underneath is Howard Johnson, and he makes the catch, 1 out.
Now batting, the left fielder, Al Daniel.
Cal Daniels 0 for 2. And that's going to be a hard shot. This is the gap, and here comes Cal Daniels, who at least go to second. There's 1 out, and that's the 2nd hit of the day. You have Eric Davis and Cal Daniels with both hits. That's it. Eric Davis had the only hit. It was a single to center field. Cal Daniels with a double, and that was to left center in the gap, and now it's a double. Bottom of the 7th inning, and now, this is big. And now here's Eric Davis, 1 for 2. He had to hit earlier. And that's going to be a ball up high, 1-0. He singled in the 2nd inning. Eric Davis, 1 for 2. Darling in a little bit of trouble. They go to first. He's safe, though. They got to be careful. I know that Cal Daniels wants to get into sacrifice position, but they can't get out on the bases. They can't afford it. So here's Ron Darling. They're trying to keep him near second. Are they stealing? And they are. They throw to third. He's safe. Sacrifice position for Cal Daniels. He knew he was going, and he gets in. Eric Davis, 1 for 2. And it's going to be 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And that's going to be a strike, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. That's going to be 3-2. Three and two with 1 out. Struck him out, and he goes down. And he took so much to get into sacrifice position. And the strikeout there, it's going to be 2 outs. How will anybody score a run here? It was 2-0 and 3-0, and watch this. 3-1, 3-2, And bam, the strikeout. Here's Paul O'Neill. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be high ball 1. We were missing a lot of that 3-0. Now there's 2 outs because we were watching Daniels at second. He stole third, and it kind of snuck up on us. If Darling came back from a 3-0 count. Now it's going to be 1-1. O'Neill with 2 outs. Daniels at third. If O'Neill gets a hit, they get a lead. 1-1, and that's going to be a strike again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs, the 1-2. No way, and he almost rang him up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ron Darling, and this will be the 73rd pitch. High 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Saski is on deck. On the ground, this will be Tuffle to Hernandez, and that'll end the inning. We go to the 8th. It's the Mets nothing and Cincinnati nothing. Gary Carter, he singled in the 6th inning. New York winning in hits 6-2, but it's the 0-0 on the scoreboard that matters. And Carter, Sabo to Hernandez, they got plenty of time. The problem with the Mets was they had Carter at third, and that meant a sacrifice fly had to be deep, and they know it. Here's Tim Tuffle. He singled in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2 today, top of the 8th inning. And that's going to be fouled away, 0-1. We might get actual complete games from Danny Jackson and Ron Darling. We might. They're pitching really well, and it's a 0-0 game. It'll be 1-1. No Wally Bachman, none of him. He's not in yet. That's going to be a strike. You might see pinch hitters in certain situations, especially later on. Jackson, a 1-2. And it's going to be inside, 2-2 with an out. So Danny Jackson, 2 balls, 2 strikes. High into left field, underneath Daniels, 2 outs. Cincinnati looking good defensively now. Every time they've given up hits or whatever, they've thrown them out at second or they've survived. There was 1 inning where they did survive. I believe it was the 6th inning. Kevin Elster, and that'll be outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, and that's going to be fouled off. Oh, it's the catcher, Bo Diaz. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, that's going to be 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here it is, Jackson Elster. High and deep left field, this one is back. Cal Daniels is watching it, and he makes the catch at the wall, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning, it's 0-0. So Nick Saski, and that's going to be down below, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. So down below, it'll be 1-1. 0 for 2 is Nick Saski. That's going to be a base hit, and Saski gets on first base. With nobody out here in the NLCS, bottom of the 8th, game number 1. And Saski gets on first.
Now that's the designated hitter, Leon Durham.
And Leon Durham will be coming up next. And a new pitcher will be coming in, and that's it for Ron Darling. Darling is gone, and now we're going to have new pitcher come in. Darling, well, he gave up a base hit with nobody out. Let's see who comes in. It's going to be Terry Leach, 6 games, 1-0. He blew a save, 7 2/3, 1.17 ERA. 4 strikeouts, 1 walks. Righties are okay with him. Lefties hate him. And that's going to be Terry Leach. Leach comes in with a runner on first, nobody out. Leon Durham. And Durham will foul that off, 0-1. He's got to be careful. A strikeout and a fly out. They don't want a double play. If they do, that would be gigantic. So Durham now 0 for 2. Remember, to start the Pirates series, the first 31 innings, they only scored 1 run. The 1-1, bottom of the 8th. Inside, 2-1. Oh, Durham wants to get on. 2 balls, 1 strike. Leach trying to get one down the middle. And he does. It's going to be 2-2. Terry Leach coming in, trying to get that all-important first out. No, it's 3-2. They don't call him out on that one. Leach is angry. Look at him roll his eyes. He knows it. He knows it. 3-2. I mean, he thought he had it there, the 3-2, and struck him out anyway, 1 out. 1 up, 1 down for Leach with a strikeout, hard earned. Here's Bo Diaz. 0 for 2, a fly out, and he popped out. 1 on, 1 out for Terry Leach. And that's going to be a strike. They are going after those low pitches. And Leach knows it, and he loves it. The 0-1 now. And again, they go after a low pitch. It could have been 2-0, but it is 0-2. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 8th, the pitch. And that'll be 1-2. Nunez and Bob McClure are warming up in the bullpen, bottom of the 8th inning. Diaz, the 1-2 with 1 out, and fouled it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 1 out. And that's going to be a little tapper. And let's see what they do. They go to first. He's out, 2 outs. If he had more than 20 speed, he would be at first base. But Bo Diaz taps out. And Asaski, he's fast. He can come home on a hit. Treadway 0 for 2. He popped out and lined out. Here's Leach now. 2 outs. 1 on second, and that's going to be fouled off, 0-1. Treadway trying to be the hero. A 0-0 game. Bottom of the 8th. And that'll be down low, 1-1. Terry Leach. 1-1, and that'll be fouled off, 1-2. The Mets nothing, Cincinnati nothing. Bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs, a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Low again. The 2-2. 3-2. Barry Larkin. The 3-2. 4-2. They walk him, and there's 2 on now. Now there's no harm because really, you're playing this game, and here's Barry Larkin. That was big, so Treadway will get on first. Larkin now 0 for 3. And he'll foul that away, 0-1. There's no harm because if you're playing this inning like it's the bottom of the 9th, then you had an open spot, but right now you didn't want Larkin coming up. Larkin deep to left field. This one is back. It's back. And that's going to be caught. Kevin McReynolds in left field. We go to the 9th inning. We're still scoreless. And Cincinnati is now getting the hits and the pressure. New pitcher, Dim Birdsess. 5 games, 0-1. 4 2/3 innings, 3.86 ERA, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Righties hate the guy and lefties love him. And here's Mookie Wilson, but it always seems Birdsess, remember he gave up a home run. He almost cost the Reds his series. But Birdsess will come back in. He's got outs, but it's never been easy. And that's going to be Wilson fouling it away, 0-1. Mookie is .222 against lefties, .333 against righties. So the lefties here a little bit worse. That'll be on the ground. Base hit! And here's Mookie Wilson now. Mookie, and they'll go to second. O'Neill will throw it in. And Mookie Wilson is on second. Mookie is so clutch in the postseason. Oh, you can't beat this. So clutch and barely fair. And we're in the 9th inning. There's 2 on now. Birdsess has got the job done, but it looks horrible. Here's Greg Jeffries. 1 for 3, and that's going to be a strike. Single in the 4th inning. Greg Jeffries, 1 for 3. 3 pitches. Here comes number 4. And it's going to be high, 1-1. Here's Riverfront Stadium, and everybody is looking at this. They are very, very, very worried right now, because New York has a runner in scoring position, second base. Have good base hit, and he's in. Even any base hit he should be in. It'll be 2-1. Birdsess again, not getting easy outs. They want to move Wilson into sacrifice position. The 2-1. That's going to be a strike there, 2-2. Big for Greg Jeffries. The 2-2, nobody out. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. Nobody's in sacrifice position. Keith Hernandez is 0 for 3, and he popped out in the 6th inning. They're booing him. They know he can be big. He's Mr. Clutch. Doesn't matter if he doesn't get another hit the rest of this series. Down low, ball 1. Jim Gott will remember that name for the history of his life. Keith Hernandez. 0 for 3. Today, Birdsess now the 1-0. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. Top of the 9th inning, 1-1. 1 out, top of the 9th, Hernandez. Swing and a miss there, 1-2, 1 out. Birdsess again trying to get 2 outs, so there's never any sacrifice. 2-2. Can he be clutch again? Again and again. It doesn't matter what you do till then. Till the 9th inning, Hernandez. 3-2. It really doesn't matter till the 9th inning. I don't know how he was doing, Hernandez, before he hit that home run. The 3-2, and he walked him, and he gets on first. So again, Birdsess is having trouble. He gets the job done, but he looks horrible doing it. Here's Keith Miller. 0 for 3, 1 out. Birdsess. And that's going to be a strike. Keith Miller, the right fielder. Game number 1 in the NLCS. Cincinnati, New York. Game number 1 tied at 0 in the game and the series. High into right field, and they could have caught that, maybe not. It really drifted to the right there. Miller again, doesn't matter If you catch it because there'll be 2 outs, there are no outs. You don't catch it because he'll get on sacrifice. Miller inside, 1-2. This is where Bertzis has trouble trying to get the 3rd strike. The 1-2 with 1 out. Struck him out, and that's going to be out number 2. No plate discipline for Miller. And look at this. This was way low. Here's Kevin McReynolds, who's 0 for 3. 2 outs, 9th inning. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1. Rounded out in the 7th. He's 0 for 3 today, McReynolds. And that'll be on the ground. That should be it. This could be right to second base. I don't know why he didn't go to first. Wow, Sabo, Daniels, and Davis coming up. Can the Reds win it in the bottom of the 9th?
Your attention, please. Now,
Randy Myers comes in, 2 games, 2-0. He's given them nothing except for 1 walk in 2 innings. 1 walk in 2 innings, and here's Sabo now. We play tonight and tomorrow.
the 3rd baseman, Chris Sabo.
And that'll be a swing and a miss. I mean, we're starting a new New York scoreless streak here, as New York hasn't scored all game. And if Cincinnati wins, they would have got 9 scoreless innings. Down low, 1-1 to Sabo. Randy Myers, Cincinnati. They started out, New York had all the pressure, and now Cincinnati has come back. Bertzis did not do the best job in the world, but again, he makes it look ugly, but he gets it done. And now that's going to be Sabo, an easy catch as they jammed him, and Hernandez catches it 1 out. Question is, how will this thing end? Remember, it was 17 innings against the Dodgers. Here's Cal Daniels. 1 for 3. Daniels right to Hernandez. He's going to have the 2nd out.
The center fielder, number 44, Eric.
Well, here's Eric Davis, 1 for 3, singled in the 2nd. They're trying to get somebody on base here. They don't do it here, then they're going to have the extra base. They'll be 1-0. They will have extra innings. So here's Davis. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And it's going to be a strike there, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High, 2-2. Can Daniels get on, or is it just going to be? That'll be fouled back again. So Randy Myers' 11th pitch will be the 2-2 with 2 outs. Struck him out. We go to the 10th. Scoreless still, and we go to the 10th inning, game 1 of the NLCS. So 6, 7, and 8. Here's Howard Johnson, 0 for 3, flew out in the 7th. Bertzis will still stay in. And be high, ball 1. So 1-0 to Howard. And on the ground and a base hit. Let's see how far Howard will go. Past first. Oh, and he reached for it. He might go to 3rd now. That's an error on O'Neill. That'll be an error on O'Neill. Paul O'Neill with the error. It was a double, and then the error made him go to 3rd. Oh, my. Stand up. Well, it's not a triple because of the error. And Gary Carter now So they got Howard Johnson on first, and that'll be fair! They call that fair! It's 1-0, and Bert says they throw to second base, and he has not done well here in this inning. Gary Carter, and look at this. Let's see. They don't show it. But that'll be Gary slid in there, 1-0. Bertzes is still in, and let's take a look at that one. Yep, went over the base, barely. Oh, yeah, it did. Part of the ball hit the base. There it is, by just absolute millimeters. That was fair. Tough hold to left field. Daniels will be underneath. And that's going to be a catch, 1 out. They throw to third, nobody there.
Now batting, number 21.
Here's Kevin Elster. He singled in the 6th. He's 1 for 3 today. New York 1, Cincinnati 0. First 2 batters, scoring combination there. It'll be 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. High pop fly underneath. And that's going to be a catch, 2 outs.
The center fielder, number 1.
Frank Williams, 5 games, 6 1/3 innings pitched. He'll come in. He just wants 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. He hasn't given up anything but 2 walks. So Frank Williams, I think he was a starter. He's going to come in and just get through this last one. That's going to be Wilson. He fouls it away. 0-1. He needs to come in. New York looking for an insurance run. Cincinnati has a shot, but if Wilson can get a base hit, that would really diminish it. It'll be 0-2, 2 outs. 1-0 New York in the first game of the NLCS. On the ground, picked up by oh, what a move. What a move by Asaski, but Gary Carter. Gary Carter with the RBI double, and it is 1-0 Mets. Here's Paul O'Neill.
Leading off for the Reds, the right fielder,
Paul O'Neill, 0 for 3 today. High to right field, first pitch. Randy Myers is still in there, and underneath caught 1 out. And it's looking bleak in Cincinnati.
Now batting, number 12.
So Nick Asaski, he'll try and get on. He's the 6th batter. High pop fly again, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Wilson right there. And Cincinnati's down to their last out.
The batter, the designated hitter,
Leon Durham, he struck out in the 8th, and he hasn't had a hit all day, and it's all down to him. New York 1-0. They're without Darryl Strawberry. Remember, he's injured for the rest of the playoffs. Durham, he fouls it back, 0-1. Could have been a 3-pitch inning. It looks bleak here in game number 1 for Cincinnati. Game number 2 will be tomorrow. Outside ball 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Durham trying to get on. And that's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leon Durham trying to survive and struck him out, and that's it. Randy Myers gets the save. The New York Mets, 1 run on 9 hits, beat Cincinnati, no runs on 3 hits. And New York goes up 1-0 here in the NLCS. Both teams had chances to score in the first 9 innings, but in the 10th inning, the New York Mets come around and they score, and they win the game 1-0. Myers with the win, Burtses with the loss. Mookie Wilson, what a day, 3 for 5 and a double, and you can see New York's loving it. They lead 1-0, but they have to remember about the American League, where the Minnesota Twins had a 1-0 lead, and Toronto came out and dominated game number 2. You can see here the highlights. This is Mookie Wilson, 3 for 5 in a day. And Eric Davis had a base hit early on in the game. Randy Myers right there on Eric Davis, a big strikeout. And Gary Carter, the double, the kid. Gary Carter right to second base. He's safe there, and Leon Durham strikes out. And that's it. Good night there. The Mets 1-0 in the game and 1-0 in the series. Ron Darling, the player of the game, and we are going to go.
1 run on 9 hits, no errors. They left.
We will go into the box. Scores down 1-0. New York beats Cincinnati. So here we go. The box score now, you can see Mookie Wilson had 3 hits, he had multiple hits, and Gary Carter with 2. Donuts to Hernandez, Miller, and McReynolds. And you can see New York hit the ball well, 9 hits. They hit it all right. They struck out 5 times, walked once. Doubles for Wilson and Carter, triple for Johnson, so they don't count that as an error. Howard Johnson will get a triple on that. An RBI for Gary Carter. Tim Tuffle was caught stealing. They were 0 for 1 in that category. For Cincinnati, Larkin, Sabo, O'Neill, Durham, Diaz, and Treadway all had donuts. They were 3 for 33. That's not good. Only 3 hits. They struck out 7 times, walked 1. Their averages went down. Cal Daniels with a double. Stolen bases, Daniels had 1 and Davis had 2, so they were 3 for 3. Darling went 7 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs. Struck out 4, walked none. Myers with the win, 2 innings, no hits, no anything, and he struck out 2. Burtses with the loss, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. And an earned run, he struck out 2, walked 1. Jackson went no runs on 6 hits, 8 innings, striking out 3. And Williams got the last out coming in for Burtses. And it's New York leading 1-0 in the series. Minnesota and Toronto 1-1, but Toronto tomorrow. New York and Cincinnati will be Sid Fernandez and Tom Browning. Have a great day. We will talk to you all later. Thank you for watching Super Bowl Tournament. What a great channel. What a great channel that is, and what great job he does with the mod world. Thank you. And have a great day. Thank you very much. I'll see everybody later, and we'll see you tomorrow for game number 2. I'm off to eat my chicken now.